name is Christine Gear, and this is my entry for Be the Next Best-Selling Author.com competition, sponsored by the Simpleology Bestseller Blueprint. Saying that the biggest event in my life was the birth of my first child has to be a cliche, but that doesn't make it any less true. Before kids, life was good, although it didn't feel that way every day. My husband and I were in our 20s, we owned our own house, we had relatively good jobs, good friends, and we felt we were doing pretty good for our age. But of course, something was missing. Isn't there always, though? We weren't sure what it was exactly, but every day was starting to feel the same. Long story short, we decided to have a baby. My hubby Chris, always a positive thinker, imagined his swimmers to be slow movers that sort of drifted lazily about, like seaweed floating on water. But, despite Chris's worries, we were quick to conceive. After a pretty uneventful pregnancy, and almost 2 weeks after the due date, I finally went into labor. We had a baby girl. And that little girl changed my life. My Zoe is now 5, and I have a second child, Edgar, who is 2.5. I can hardly remember what life was like before those little eyes started looking up at me. The day those eyes started looking at me, somehow everything changed. At the end of my maternity leave, I never went back to work. I gave up all that to enjoy raising my daughter, and now my kids. No longer part of the workforce, I spend my days wiping runny noses, cutting up snacks, setting up playdates, and folding laundry. My days are a lot more repetitive than my before kids life. I pick up the same toys many times a day. When I'm not making snacks or meals, I seem to be cleaning up for making snacks and meals. I spend a lot of time saying no, and sometimes my overly dramatic daughter or terrible 2-year-old son have meltdowns, but I also get hugs and kisses from my kids many times a day. I don't think I'll ever again feel that each day is the same as the last.